These are the best and worst setting powders for school air. I got the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder. A lot of people love this. I find it very heavy. I like it for baking specific areas of my face. Anywhere that you need really bright. My nose contour and directly under my eyes, I will use this to bake with. Because this is such a heavy formula, it's very pigmented, it's very important that you brush this off after like maximum like 3 minutes. Because if you leave it on too long, it does turn really cakey. And a lot of the time, it literally just won't brush off. If you leave it for too long, it won't brush off. Next, we've got its rich older sister, the Huda Beauty baking powder. This is flawless no matter what. I will go to the grave to die for Huda Beauty baking powder. Go to the grave. I can't believe they're changing their packaging. This is my favorite Huda, and if you ruin it, no, oh my god, someone's gonna actually sue me. Harassment. It comes in so many different colors. You can get like a pink one, you can get the peach pie. You can use multiple colors on your face and bake it. I have left this for 30 minutes baking on my face and it still brushes off and it still looks flawless and it doesn't seep into my pores. Laura Mercier. I have only tried the translucent version and I have lots of these and I've used lots of them before. I will say that it's basically just like, it's a setting powder. It's a blurring setting powder. It just keeps your makeup on. It does a really, really, really good job of keeping your makeup on and in place. It's one of the best minimalistic blurring setting powders that you could buy, but it's very expensive. Next, we've got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting powder. So this is nice. I like it too. It's pretty much like the budget version of the Laura Mercier. It doesn't do much. It doesn't have any pigment. It doesn't brighten. It doesn't do anything. It's just like, I actually have it on right now on my T-zone and then on the side of my face. You can see that I'm shiny right now. I can sometimes get oily throughout the day. Normally when I set my face with the Huda Beauty, for example, it stops oil before it happens. For me, when I bake with a really high-end powder, I notice that I don't really need to keep touching up the oil on my face every couple of hours. Wet n Wild, like, it doesn't do much to block any oil or shininess. The reason that it doesn't do this is because it's not supposed to be mattifying. So because it doesn't have the mattifying effect, it's just a really basic powder. Like, it's not gonna make you matte, it's not gonna block oil, it's not gonna brighten, it's not gonna give you any sort of pigment whatsoever. So now let's move on to the pressed powders. Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. Everyone hyped this up. I was very like towards Charlotte Tilbury because I don't know, I just feel like a lot of her stuff is so overpriced and for what. This lives up to the hype. It does. This lives up to the hype. I was amazed when I got this. This is blurring. This is mattifying. This airbrushes your face. This sets your makeup perfectly. This prevents creasing. This can be used to touch up your makeup throughout the day. This is not a heavy formula, so if you use it to touch up your makeup throughout the day and put it over top of where you already baked, it's not gonna make you look cakey. I have nothing bad to say about this at all. I have nothing bad to say. This is the cheap version, by the way. I think it's like 20 bucks or whatever at Sephora. So, MAC Studio Fix Plus. I'm so sad. I'm so sad because I actually really love this. Like, this has a really nice airbrush effect when you first put it on your face. So I need to touch up my makeup anyway because I'm kind of shiny. I'll show you right now. Look at that versus that. This effect lasts for probably an hour. It mattifies and it airbrushes, but it just doesn't last. Like, the effects just don't last. So, like, after a while, if you keep using this again and again and again, because it is like a powder foundation, it's like pretty heavy. After like the 3rd or 4th time that I've applied it, it does make me look cakey, which is ridiculous. Why do I need to reapply you 3 or 4 times to get this effect? Like, you should be lasting, you know what I mean? Like, you should be lasting like at least like 4 hours before I have to touch up. Real time. Why? Why can't you just last, bro? Brighten Up Banana Powder by Essence. It is very important to note, this, despite popular belief, is not a setting powder. This is a baking powder. I would say that this is very close to this, but in pressed powder form. It's just a brightening powder. It's just a brightening pressed powder that you put on once in your day. This, I think, is a personal preference. It probably wouldn't be the best for someone who gets super oily, and it also probably wouldn't be the best for someone who has very dry skin. So for that, I would say this very much depends on your skin type. It actually used to be my top contender for a favorite setting powder. This is the Fit Me. It actually used to be my favorite setting powder in the whole world before I got the Charlotte Tilbury. This does wonders for keeping your makeup on in the same spot. It is mattifying. It's great for long-term wear. Look, you can already kind of see the shine is coming back, and it's been like 5 minutes and the shine's coming back already, you see? This is the ultimate best affordable pressed powder for setting your makeup and for touching up and just like everything. It just does everything. And then this would be like the high-end version of the best. Leave me your recommendations for setting powders that you think that I should try.